Hey guys, what's up? I got something to show you. It's something pretty cool, but I also got a slight announcement to make about lighting. So, not that these videos have ever been extremely high quality, but they're gonna go down a little bit. So what am I talking about? There's, yesterday, I was about to edit, and I unplugged my lights, and I put them in the back of the room like I normally do, but I didn't realize that the USB cord that I have, because these are USB lights, I didn't realize that the USB cord that I had was almost under my chair. So I sat down in my chair, started editing, and I came across a point when I went to push back for a minute. I pushed back and it felt like I'd rolled over something, and I was like, what is that? And then I looked down and kind of moved the chair, and sure enough, I'd run over the USB cord, and that cord is done. It's done. Even if I could fix it, which I don't think I can, it's pretty well done. Here, let's see if we can, look at that. Yep, ran right over that mug. Even if I can straighten it out, I don't think that I can fix it, so I kind of lost that light. It's not the most terrible deal. It'll cost me about maybe $40, $50 to replace that particular light. I mean, I guess to be fair, that is somewhat of a big deal when my toy budget is literally down to about one toy a month, but hey, what are you gonna do, right? So today, I want to show you this. This thing is pretty cool. I met up with my dad for lunch yesterday, and he said that he found something while he was shopping around for something else, and it came up in his other stuff you might like, because he's bought me a couple things before, so now in his search results, random Masters of the Universe stuff will come up. And of course, this one he saw, and he was like, oh, okay, that's really cool. So he bought it for me. This is from a company called Factory Entertainment, and the box is pretty cool. It's got like a Castle Grayskull on the back here, and then it's got all their information and stuff like that. And like I said, I don't know. I've heard that some people actually use these, so there's that code there, if that does anything for you. The box in general is pretty cool. This is a really cool item. So it's solid metal. And it's supposedly a scale replica. It says scale prop replica. I'm imagining it's like a, like a 1/6 or something like that type of idea. But this is it. It's just a little metal power sword that has a decent amount of detail to it. Okay, so this is in a type of like velvet almost. Like one of those, almost like when you get something from a jewelry shop sometimes and they have that little velvet cover thing. So maybe when I display it on the shelf, I'll display it like this. I'll put it on the shelf just here somewhere, or maybe something like that. It won't fit there, but I could put it down here or something like that. Anyways, I'm going to take this thing out. Okay, that is cool. That thing is legit cool, and it is super shiny. Wow, it is 100%. That's metal. The bottom is kind of cool. The hilt is kind of cool right here. So let me hold it by the blade. Kids, don't hold swords by the blade. Most of my fan base, from what I understand, the people that are actually watching my videos, it tells me that they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s. So like, but that's not a problem. I'm an adult collector, literally just talking nostalgia and things of that matter, and talking about collection ideas and stuff like that. So I don't talk about a lot of things that should draw a lot of kid audiences necessarily. Even though I cover, quote, kid material, it's just the way that it is. This is really cool. So from what I understand, there are 3 of these, I think. There's the power sword. There's the staff that Tila uses. I call that the snake scepter. Maybe that's not what it's called at all, but that's what I call it regardless. And also they have the Havoc staff, evidently. So there's 3 of these that this company does. There's the Power Sword, the Snake Scepter. It's just the name I made up for it. I don't know what the official name of it is, and the Havoc staff. And honestly, after seeing this, I kind of want all 3. This is really cool. I'm going to enjoy putting this somewhere. I don't know where yet. If I had to say there were small imperfections, they are small. But I can see one. I don't know if it's in the paint or what, and I don't know if you'd be able to see it, but I see it. There are minor imperfections. It's not a perfectly smooth item, but then again, I don't necessarily feel that it needs to be. It's pretty cool regardless, and I don't really believe that any of the small imperfections matter all that much. So, that was it. I wanted to do a slight update, and I wanted to tell you a couple things, and I wanted to show you something cool. In terms of the slight update, real quick, yes, I'm going to have not the same lighting that I had before. Maybe that turns out to be a good thing. Maybe I was over-lighting in certain circumstances. We'll find out, to be fair. But I would like to buy another light. In all honesty, I prefer to have a 3-light setup in this situation. In any filming situation, I prefer to have a light on that side, a light on that side, and a light above the camera that kind of shines over and kind of creates a nice illumination in general. That's the way I like those things to be. It's the way I do it when I do like headshots and whatnot. So when I'm taking photography and whatnot, that's the setup I primarily use, is 2 lights on the main side, and then I use one that sits behind me kind of above my head. So in that term, it'd be above the camera compared to where I'm sitting and whatnot. And that's the way I prefer my lighting to be. And then of course I like box lights, and I like to use diffusers and whatnot, so it's not harsh light. Lately I've been using ring lights in here. So you'll see sometimes, it's oftentimes when we're doing a video and you can see the ring in the glasses and whatnot, which has been fine. The ring lights work just fine because I can adjust their adjust their intensity, and that's been helpful in terms of those lights in general. So the lighting is going to change a little bit, and also videos are going to come back in bigger frequency again. I had to take some time off because life, that's the way that it is. I recently changed jobs and went to a very, very physical job again, and back on the floor working warehouse life. It's a lot of work. I'm on my feet, moving, crouching, lifting, moving materials and things like that. And I do that literally for almost 9 to 10 hours a day every single day. So like, hey, it is what it is. We all gotta work. But it's been tough to adjust to since I've been working as a videographer for about 4.5 years. And that was a lot more, you'd go out into the field, you'd do what you're supposed to do, then you'd go back to your office, you'd sit down and you'd edit. So I would spend half the day physical and then half the day editing. And now I'm spending the whole day physical every single day, and it is kind of wearing on me a little bit. So I gotta get my stamina back in that field. And then these videos should come out frequently and things like that. But in terms of that, I want ideas. I want different things that I would like to do. I got some things that I'm kind of working on. And of course, we got all kinds of unboxings and things like that we still got to do. But I want some ideas in terms of all this stuff. One thing I was thinking about is maybe my top 10 Playmates Star Trek figures that I have. Maybe what are they? What are they top 10? And I like to stick to a top 5. There's a reason for that. It's because that in my other shows I've made 5 my rating scale, and I've done that for a very specific reason. Because I like the whole 10 points thing, but I actually feel like 5 works better because personally in my own stuff when I rate things, 5 is perfect for the kind of material that you happen to be viewing. 4 is great. There's not a lot more they could have done that would have made this material better, but I'm sure that it could be improved. In fact, maybe even I have a couple ideas. 3 is basic. This is pretty much what you expect from this property. 2, this is bad for the most part. It's good in a fan sense, and as a fan, maybe you'll find things to appreciate about it. But in reality, if you showed this to an outside person who's not really in the fandom, they're not going to get it the same way you do. 1, this is bad. Even inside of the fandom, this is not a good design or whatever. And 0, I'm sorry that this even exists and that you have to know that it exists. That's been my grading scale on my other channels for a long time now. And it kind of got me more apt to do top 5 lists rather than top 10 lists just because. But yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to think of some more stuff to do. Maybe I need to make a couple more Gunpla and talk about them and talk about the process. Maybe even film some of it. I don't know. If you have some ideas, let me know. Either way, videos coming back because we have a lot of stuff to unbox and later on.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.